Hi, welcome back for another MCAT question of the day, hosted by MCAT Self-Prep, home of the free MCAT e-course. Today we're going to be walking through one of the many practice problems found at MCATselfprep.com, and today we're going to be specifically walking through a question from the lesson about enzymes, which is lesson 2 in the Biochemistry 1 module. My name is Theo Bennett. I'm one of the tutors here at MCAT Self-Prep, and I actually used MCAT Self-Prep to get a perfect 528 when I took the MCAT exam. I'll be walking you through this question as though you are one of my own private tutoring students. And so before we get started, why don't you go ahead and try this question out for yourself? So go ahead and press pause, and then we'll jump back in. All right, now let's go ahead and get started. I actually really like this question because it's representative of some of the questions that you're going to get in medical school. These questions often involve people coming in and presenting with different situations. And so you need to think really carefully about how the body reacts and how that would manifest in a living human being. The first thing that you need to understand about enzymes is that they're very finicky. Enzymes are kind of little babies, right? And so there are lots of different ways that can denature enzymes. Here we're specifically talking about fevers, right? And so when your temperature increases, this really causes a whole host of problems, including inflammation. But one of the most important things is that it denatures some of your enzymes. It causes them to operate improperly. And so that can lead to a lot of other symptoms that you experience when you get a flu. Another typical MCAT question could ask about the pH at which different enzymes operate. And so this one is a little bit more complicated, but the same principle applies. Again, remember, enzymes are babies, and so they can only operate at high activity in really narrow windows. But here for pH, it's going to depend on the different enzyme. So an enzyme like pepsin, which operates in the stomach, is going to operate at pHs that are going to be really acidic, right? They're going to be really low. And trypsin, on the other hand, is going to be later on in the digestive tract. This is going to be an enzyme that's released by the pancreas, and so it actually needs kind of normal pHs, right? If anything, a little bit basic, because this is going to be released with all those other pancreatic juices that include bicarbonate, and so that's going to be a little bit more basic. Okay, so now that we jump back to this question, right, we're dealing with a child who presents with a fever, right? And so basically the question is asking, how is this elevated temperature going to affect these enzymes? So we know it's pretty unlikely that it's going to be none of the above because we have two answer choices right here that are going to be opposite. And so whenever we have opposite answer choices, again, 9 times out of 10, often one of those answers is going to be correct. In this case, we know that enzymes are going to be finicky, right? And so they're going to really need to be operating in these narrow windows for them to operate properly. And so, as we just discussed, knowing this, the answer is going to be the first answer choice. All right, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching, and if you really like this content, feel free to like and subscribe, or also you could head over to MCATselfprep.com. Again, this is a platform that hosts an entirely free MCAT e-course, and feel free to get started there. If you have any questions or if you're interested in tutoring, you can head over to my tutoring profile page or any of our other amazing tutors, and they can get you started because, again, the MCAT can be quite intimidating. So we're excited, and we hope you are too. Again, thanks.